So I managed to get rid of some of the clutter that I had over here. So the Heath kit down there and the Kenwood, they're not hooked up. Power supply down there is not hooked up. I do use this tuner. I either put it in bypass or it's just tuned for 80 meters. Um, and then I've got this amplifier hooked up. Moved the 101 over here to mess with it for a while. And this is the main radio I use. I've got my 102 over here. I don't think I could hook it up very easily there. But then I got all the other clutter over here. So there was a couple of radios over here. And I got rid of a couple stereos that were over in the way here. But basically, I moved a lot of stuff over here. So basically, you end up collecting these things. And you get them for a pretty good deal. And you think that, if you decide you don't want them later, that you can just sell them for a profit. Well, that doesn't always work depending on where you live. When I lived in Seattle, I would buy stuff, and it usually cost more, but you were always able to make a profit on it. You were always able to at least get your money back out of it. What I found in Arizona is that you can get some really good deals on stuff. At least it seems like a good deal from, somebody's perspective that's from Washington. But when you go to try and get rid of it, it's really it's difficult. And if you price it too low, everybody just thinks it's broken. And if you price it a little bit higher, they don't want to pay that much. So it's and then you get these nutballs that want you to give it to them for free, or they want you to ship it somewhere. And my area where I live in is supposed to have the highest amount of hams, the largest amateur radio club, which I don't think that's true, but at any rate, they're all rich people that have moved here from California. They don't work, and they're retired, and they have plenty of money, and they don't buy used equipment unless it's something like Collins gear or whatever. And in general, most of them aren't very active on the radio anyways. Their idea of being active on the radio is to get on a 2-meter or 440 net once a week or once a month and do their Aries races stuff, and that's their idea of active on the radio. It's just strange how it is, but they definitely don't buy used equipment, and these are the kind of people that go out and buy a $5,000 Alpha and, a new 101 MP or whatever. So you can't sell anything here. And then, it's going to be $100 to ship anything unless you pack it really good. It's going to get destroyed when it gets there. So, but for me, I'm just trying to kind of alleviate some of the stuff so that I can actually use the stuff I want to. And, as I turn through the bands, I don't really see anything that attracts me. I'm not one that likes to get on the bands and call CQ unless we're talking about 10 meters. I'm not interested in contesting. I'm not really interested in working DX. It used to be a bunch of local people that got on the radio, and we kind of, had a daily, deal there where it was just like a round table, and we all talked about stuff. But that doesn't really happen anymore, so it's kind of like with the radio, I've gotten burned out because I don't get to do the stuff I used to do on the radio anymore. There's the people, a lot of them are dead or, not on there anymore, or, they're tired of the jamming and all the weirdos. So it's kind of like, for me, ham radio has become about as active as CB radio. I get on here, and you guys will hear me talk on 3853 sometimes, and there's a bunch of people on there that I don't know, a couple of them have issues, and I know you guys have commented on this before, and they anything you say, they've done it already, and they've done it 10 times. It's like, I'm just on here to have fun and enjoy the hobby. I'm not on here to outdo you. I'm not on here to argue. But there's some people that really just, I don't know, they're constitutionally incapable of being honest. they make up stories on the fly, and it's just like okay, well. So, depending on where you live, if you live on the East Coast, I think you have a lot more stuff at your disposal. But here, it's kind of limited, and um, I did used to do a lot of the Ole Miss nets and the different worked all states nets, and that can be kind of fun. But sometimes I just really don't feel like sitting in front of the radio for 2 hours, waiting for my turn to make some calls. So then there's also you have AM, which I used to kind of enjoy, but that's kind of the same thing. You get on there, you'll check into the AMI net on 3870, and you'll sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and you know these guys will make a 15-minute transmission per person. Um, so I don't know. And I think that a lot of the young people, they're not getting involved in ham radio. And when they do, they hear these old assholes on 80 meters and 75 meters jamming each other and doing all this stupid crap, and they're like, okay, I'm not interested in that. So they're all sitting on 2 meters and 440, and, that doesn't travel real far. So, you don't have much of an audience there unless you're on like Wind System. So I think a lot of these really bitter assholes that jam each other and do all this stuff probably actually are running a lot of new people off the radio. But maybe I'm completely wrong on that. I don't know. Anyway, I decided to make a quick video for you guys and post something up. It's like almost 6 o'clock, so there's really not a lot going on, and I still got the solar on, which causes interference, so I can't really get on the radio anyways.